end of Empire turn 4, and these guys have done the Tomb King shuffle, moved back, as have these guys and these guys. The magic phase was pretty much a write-off, thanks to a rather nasty little item that the Ogre Kingdoms guys had, which essentially caused the miscast on every wizard within 15. So I unfortunately lost my Amber Wizard that was over here, and killed 7 guys in the unit as well to boot, which was pretty nasty. And then basically locked down my entire magic phase as well. So I was hoping to get an Occam's Mind Razor on the unit. I would have happily sacrificed him to get Occam's Mind Razor on that, but alas, it wasn't to be. Also in the shooting phase, he was like less than a quarter of an inch out of being in range, and then this misfired and couldn't shoot for 2 turns. So it is unfortunately fouled, which is a bugger. In the close combat phase, these guys lost the combat, lost one of their number, managed to do one back, so they're still sort of stubborn and standing there. And then over here, the flagellants managed to butcher 5 of the 6 iron blasters, or iron bellies, or lead belchers, yeah. But failed to catch him, which is a bit of a shitter. And yeah, it's not growing amazingly well for the Empire, but it's interesting to say the least. So yeah, onwards to Ogre's turn 4.
Okay, end of Ogre's turn 4. Let's see what happens. The Lead Belcher failed to rally. These guys moved up as you see them, and there was a lot of charging done. Well, these guys stayed where they are. They're still fighting the Right Side Knights. The Iron Guts, the Mournfang and the Stonehorn all charged the Spearmen. Unfortunately, the Mournfang failed the charge. Right, so magic phase, I managed to get off 2 spells. Unfortunately, Sai failed to dispel one of them, so I managed to get the other one off with no problem. But there were regen and +1 toughness. And let's see what else. That's pretty much it. The shooting phase, I managed to take off his. I killed a few guys with the scrap launcher. This thing grape shotted these guys, killed a couple. Then in close combat, well, these guys utterly destroyed them. I think it was about, how many left? 14 left?
You did 21 casualties.
Yeah, 21. And with nothing in return. So, yeah, ouch. Just brutal. My Slaughtermaster challenged his wizard, and I attacked him with my toughness 6, 5 wound, regenerating, great weapon wielding wizard, and he tried to defend himself with his 1 wound, hand weapon wielding, 1 attack wizard, but it wasn't pretty. But at least they're going to eat well tonight. Unfortunately Sai has conceded at this point. We foresee these guys just munching down his line.
There's nothing left.
Yeah, which is fair enough really. Yeah, so Ogres, wow, they're pretty fucking powerful. I don't know, my plan was pretty sound. I was just flank refusal, charge up the side and chomp down his line, and that's exactly what happened. These guys had everything thrown at them, and yet they're still mostly intact. The Mournfang didn't do anything apart from eat a pit of shades. The cannons were awesome. Just shows you if you do go to artillery school, then you can use cannons to great effect. This one did misfire once, but he actually spun around to face exactly the same direction, which was nice. Scrap launcher was awesome. Managed to kill like, I don't know, 5 or 6 Right God Knights and killed some random guys as well.
Yeah.
The Sabertuss were just useful as drops to see where his stuff was going, so I could do a refuse flank. So they were handy, even though they all died pretty early. The one over here that redirected these flagellants off the board is probably man of the match. He was just awesome. Really saved the day because he got rid of these and allowed me to just go past them. So I pretty much ignored one of his best units. So that Sabertuss wins a cookie. These guys just romped through that unit. I mean, it was the first combat they saw, but combined charge was just disgusting. The Slaughtermaster getting off loads as well, +1 toughness really helped. We've agreed that Grut's sickle is pretty damn good. These guys did plenty of tanking and were awesome. Can't really fault that. And the Firebelly with a Hellheart, wow. Took out that wizard, shut down a magic phase. Just amazing. So yeah, Ogres, is it skill? Are they just amazing? Who knows, but I think Si's got a conclusion on that one. But certainly a challenging army to play against, and I don't know, who knows, maybe next time Si can give them a run and I can see if I can beat them. But by no means are they a replacement for the Tomb Kings. They're just a kind of, well, they're just a guest army for now until I decide what to do with them. So, but there will be plenty more Tomb Kings action soon enough. Yeah, so let's see what Si has to say about the battle.
Yeah, it was a very clever option to refuse the flank. Trouble with an army this size and taking 2 large units, well, several large units in fact, is that I had to very carefully plan where to deploy. And obviously it doesn't really give me too much opportunity, because by the time I had deployed pretty much half my army, well, 3/4 of my army, he had put down, well, basically 3 saber tusks and like the scrap launcher and that cannon over there in the corner. So literally the rest of his army came on at absolutely in the prime possible location to maximum effect. Yeah, very interesting actually. I can see in a tournament situation where you would just you'd probably mug off that and just have Morn Fang and a couple of big units and maybe a Stonehorn and a few cannons. You would have even less, but here you could still probably pad out the army with enough of those saber tusks that you're always going to get you're always going to have to deploy your opponent anyway. Well, unless you're playing someone like Orcs and Goblins. But yeah, it was pretty incredible. I mean, Ogres seem to have just a lot of everything, absolutely. I mean, they're basic troops. I mean, alright, yeah, I killed 8 guys in that unit. But the trouble is that, yeah, if I'd focused fire, I probably could have wiped that unit out, but by the time I'd probably got the unit, I'd have nothing left. The Reichsguard were in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's my fault. I only remembered later on that I had the Gleaming Pennant, so I could have re-rolled that leadership test and potentially sort of stayed in the action, even though they would have been probably pretty useless. I might have been able to get the Halberdiers in with a good Occam's Mind Razor. I could probably have wreaked some havoc, but yeah, well, that kind of stuff unfortunately happens. And yeah, the Reichsguard ending up in totally the worst possible situation I could get them in was what always happens actually.
Yeah, I think the Reichsguard getting there would really hurt you.
Mm.
You know, they were just a total pain in the arse.
Yeah, it does show that. I mean, at 10, like I took 5 the time before, and they didn't really do anything. I think 10 is probably the way to go.
Yeah, I think fundamentally the unit's really good. It was just unlucky that they ended up there.
Yeah.
They do their job really well.
I mean, yeah, certainly playing against a lot of other armies that don't have quite as many. I think the scrap launcher is absolutely amazing. Killing blow is immense on an artillery piece. Is absolutely immense. I mean, imagine what it would do. I mean, killing blow on sort of one of these guys. I mean, I presume it works on monstrous infantry.
No, just infantry, cavalry, and
yes.
something else. I think.
Core, yeah. That's a shame because otherwise.
Heroic killing blow works on these, but obviously it doesn't have that.
Yeah, but yeah, it's really a very, very difficult army to know what to do against. I mean, like I say, this is just sort of a relatively, what I would imagine to be a relatively friendly list. I mean, I'd hate to see
I think a lot of the tournament armies, they just take all their core as iron guts in one unit. As far as I know, anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty hefty because you just you're not shifting them.
You just ram it down someone's throat.
Yeah, you're not shifting them. I mean, even if you took out the casualties from this guy, you're looking at a good 15 casualties in the first round of combat, and then I would have had nothing. I mean, had I had Occam's Mind Razor and he didn't have the regen, I still would have lost, but I probably wouldn't have conceded as many because I probably would have killed a good few of his guys. But yeah, regeneration when he needed it was annoying. I mean, Ogres have basically got excellent shooting, excellent close combat troops. They've got great monsters that are able to take cannons. They've got amazing cavalry. They've got the ability to shut down magic phases and dominate their own magic phases. Yeah, they do everything great.
There's 42 models.
Yeah, I'm pretty speechless about some of the stuff that they could do. But then again, that's just the way it is. It was a good game, really interesting. It was quite exciting to sort of see what they do. I mean, I really can't understand why a lot of the whiners on Warseer whine like crazy about these guys, but you know.
I don't. They're good, but I don't think there's anything too crazy about them.
Yeah.
You just need to play clever against them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You throw redirectors and that, they're just not that good.
I mean,
same with anything though. It's a new army. I mean, it's only a matter of time before you develop tactics to counter it. So.
Yeah, I rather liked what my the composition of my own army. I felt it was pretty good. The trouble is it's another bloody horde army. It's nearly as big as my Skaven army. And
how many models was it? 216?
213 models.
Ouch.
Yeah, the prospect of painting another horde army worries me. I really like the Empire models. They're great, but after 213, I'll probably never want to see another miniature ever again, let alone another. I've already painted one horde army. I think I need a break. So, for painting pressures alone, the Empire might only remain at a relatively small strength. I don't know. Even 2,400 points, I'm probably looking at 150 models, which I don't want to paint. Quite frankly,
that's the trouble, isn't it? You're going to be at least 2 blocks of 50 guys.
Yeah.
At least. And it's like,
I don't want to paint that amount. So yeah, unless I just go with ridiculous cavalry horde.
Yeah, 2 steam tanks just to take out 500 points.
Yeah, cannons are easy to paint. Yeah, a few of them. Yeah.
Carl Franz probably wipes out a good 500 points.
Yeah, but do I really want a pea-headed griffin? Because a pea-headed griffin ain't look good looking. I really like the model, other than the microscopic head that the griffin has.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. But I'd rather not base my army choices on like numbers to paint with, because otherwise that probably suck ass. But yeah, well, I'll have to see. It depends how I feel. I really enjoy it. I've been working on. These guys here are going to be based upon the Sharp series, which was obviously a television drama series based upon the Bernard Cornwell books. I've got some good plans for these guys. So I've been practicing painting my rifle green. And I'm quite pleased with the results, and I want them to be a pretty high standard as well. So I want 20 guys like nicely painted. But the trouble is that I might end up with not wanting to paint ever again. Certainly, if I painted 216 guys of that, I would be here till next decade. Well, we shall have to see how it goes next time and next week.